Most people know exactly how much money they make, but they have no idea what level they are actually on. And that is why money feels confusing, because income is not the real scoreboard. Your salary can go up while your financial life stays stuck. You can make more money and still feel broke. You can look successful and still own almost nothing. That is why net worth matters. Net worth is the number that tells the truth. Not how much money flows through your life, but how much of it actually stays with you. What you own minus what you owe. That is your real money score. And once you understand net worth, you start seeing money differently. You stop asking, how much do I make? And you start asking, what level am I actually on? Because there are levels to money. And most people are not broke because they are not trying. They are broke because they are stuck on the wrong level, playing by the wrong rules. Level 1 is survival. Level 2 is stability. Level 3 is freedom. And each level feels completely different. Each level has different problems, different traps, different goals. And if you use the wrong strategy for your level, you can waste years. So let's break down the 3 net worth levels that change your life. And as you listen, ask yourself one question. Which level am I actually on? Level 1 is survival net worth. This is where your money has no room to breathe. Your net worth might be negative or close to zero. Maybe you have some cash, but you also have debt. Maybe you get paid. But most of the money is already gone before you can use it. Rent, bills, car payment, credit cards, subscriptions, food, random emergencies, old decisions. Everything wants a piece of your paycheck. And because there is no real gap, every problem feels bigger than it should. A flat tire is not just a flat tire, it is panic. A medical bill is not just a bill, it is a setback. A few missed work days are not just annoying, they are dangerous. That is level 1. It is not just about being poor, it is about being fragile. Your life can look normal from the outside, but financially it is easy to break. And the worst part is, level 1 can still have a decent income. That is what confuses people. They think, I make money, why do I still feel broke? Because income is not the same as net worth. Income is what enters. Net worth is what stays. And in level 1, almost nothing stays. Money comes in, money goes out, you reset back to zero. Again, and again, and again. This is why level 1 feels exhausting. You are not building yet, you are defending. Defending against bills, defending against debt, defending against emergencies, defending against the next month. And when you are stuck defending, it is very hard to think long term. People tell you to invest, build wealth, think about retirement, buy assets. And yes, that matters. But when your life has no buffer, the first goal is not getting rich. The first goal is becoming hard to break. That is the mission of level 1. You need breathing room, a small emergency fund, less high interest debt, fewer monthly payments, more money left over, not because it looks impressive, because it gives you control. The goal of level 1 is simple: get above zero and stay there. That sounds basic, but it changes everything. Because the moment you are no longer one problem away from panic, your brain starts working differently. You stop making desperate decisions. You stop needing every paycheck to rescue you. You stop using credit cards as emergency funds. You stop feeling like life is chasing you. That is when you can move to level 2. Level 2 is stability net worth. This is where life starts to feel lighter, not rich, not free, but stable. You have positive net worth. You have some savings. Maybe you have investments. Maybe debt is under control. Maybe your emergency fund is finally there. You still need your job. You still need income. You still have bills. But one problem does not destroy you anymore. That is a huge shift. At level 1, money is survival. At level 2, money becomes structure. You are no longer just trying to make it to next month. You are trying to build a system. A system where every paycheck does more than disappear. Some money pays bills. Some money protects you. Some money pays down debt. Some money gets invested. Some money buys future options. This is where wealth actually starts. Not because you suddenly have a lot, but because your money finally has direction. And that direction matters because most people never build stability. They get a raise, then upgrade their life. They make more money, then create more payments. They finally get breathing room. And then fill it with a nicer car, a nicer apartment, better weekends, more comfort. And suddenly the gap is gone again. That is the trap of level 2. Lifestyle creep. Level 2 is dangerous because it feels like you can relax. You start thinking, I'm doing better now. And maybe you are. But if every improvement in income becomes an improvement in lifestyle, your net worth will not move. Your life will look better, but your financial position will stay almost the same. That is how people get stuck in the middle. Not broke, not free. Just comfortable enough to stop changing. Level 2 is where you need discipline the most, because this is where your money can finally start building momentum. But only if you let it. This is where you build the gap. The gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is everything. That gap becomes savings. That gap becomes investments. That gap becomes debt freedom. That gap becomes options. That gap becomes peace. If the gap grows, your net worth grows. If the gap disappears, you stay stuck. It really is that simple. Not easy, but simple. At level 2, your goal is not to look rich. Your goal is to become stronger every year. More assets, less debt, more cash, more investments, more control, more time. This is also where compounding starts to become real. At first, investing feels boring. A few $100s invested does not feel powerful. A few $1,000s still feels slow. But once your net worth starts growing, your money begins helping you. Not enough to replace you yet, but enough to matter. A market gain starts paying more than a small side hustle. Dividends begin showing up. Interest starts working for you instead of against you. Your money is no longer just sitting there. It is starting to work. That is the whole point of level 2. You are building a machine, quietly, boringly, month after month. And most people quit because it does not feel exciting, but boring is not the enemy. Boring is usually the system working. An emergency fund is boring. Index funds are boring. Automatic investing is boring. Avoiding lifestyle creep is boring. Paying off debt is boring. But boring money builds. Exciting money usually leaves. And if you stay in level 2 long enough, eventually you reach level 3. Level 3 is freedom, net worth. This is where money starts buying back your life. Not just things, not just comfort, not just status, your life. At level 3, your assets are meaningful. Your investments matter. Your cash gives you options. Your net worth is no longer just a number on a screen. It changes how you move. You can leave a bad job without panic. You can take a risk without destroying your life. You can say no. You can slow down. You can choose better opportunities. You can think long term. That is real wealth. Not a watch, not a car, not a flex. Options. At level 1, money controls you. At level 2, you control money. At level 3, money starts creating freedom. And this is where people misunderstand wealth. They think freedom net worth means you are suddenly a millionaire on a beach doing nothing. But freedom starts before that. Freedom can be having 6 months of expenses saved. Freedom can be having investments that grow quietly. Freedom can be not needing a toxic job. Freedom can be having low fixed costs. Freedom can be being able to handle emergencies without panic. Freedom can be knowing your life is not one paycheck away from falling apart. That is the version people actually want. They just confuse it with looking rich. Looking rich is loud. Freedom is quiet. Looking rich wants attention. Freedom wants options. Looking rich spends money to prove something. Freedom keeps money so it can protect something. And that difference changes everything, because at level 3, you stop asking, what can I buy? And you start asking, what can my money buy back? Time, peace, control, flexibility, choice. That is why net worth matters so much, because a high income can buy a nice life. But a strong net worth can buy your life back, and this is where the levels connect. Level 1 teaches you survival. You learn how dangerous it is to have no buffer. Level 2 teaches you discipline. You learn how to build the gap and protect progress. Level 3 teaches you freedom. You learn that money's real purpose is not to impress people. It is to give you control over your time. So how do you move up? First, know your number. You cannot improve a score you refuse to track. List what you own: cash, investments, retirement accounts, property, anything valuable. Then list what you owe: credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, mortgage, any debt. Assets minus debt. That is your net worth. It might hurt to look at it. Look anyway. The truth is useful. Second, know your level. If you are in level 1, do not pretend you are in level 3. Do not chase risky investments while your life has no emergency fund. Do not buy status while your net worth is negative. Do not copy people who are playing a different game. Your job is to become stable. If you are in level 2, do not relax too early. This is where people get comfortable and stop building. Keep the gap. Avoid lifestyle creep. Invest consistently. Let boring money stack. Your job is to build momentum. If you are in level 3, do not forget the point. The point is not to spend more just because you can. The point is to protect your freedom. Keep assets. Keep flexibility. Keep your life light. Use money to build a life you do not need to escape from. That is the real game. And here is the final thought. Most people are not losing because they do not make enough money. They are losing because they do not know what level they are on. They use level 3 strategies with level 1 money. They use level 1 habits with level 2 income. They buy level 3 lifestyles before building level 3 net worth. And then they wonder why nothing works. But once you understand the levels, money gets clearer. Level 1, stop being fragile. Level 2, build the gap. Level 3, buy back your freedom. That is the path. So ask yourself honestly, which level are you on? Not the level you want people to think you are on. Not the level your income suggests. Not the level your lifestyle pretends. Your real level. Because the moment you know your level, you know the next move. And that is how money finally starts making sense. Subscribe for more simple, animated finance videos.